Tesla's stock has long been the primary source of Elon Musk's vast wealth. Of course, he's the CEO of Tesla. Now another name in his portfolio appears to be in a position to fill that role. Robert Frank has the details for us. Good morning.
David, good to see you. It is a private company, in fact, and that is SpaceX, which is now the main rocket fuel for Elon Musk's personal wealth. According to reports, SpaceX is planning that secondary share sale that would value the private company at $800 billion. So Elon's stake would be worth over $320 billion. That assumes that 40% ownership in SpaceX has not changed. Meanwhile, his direct shares in Tesla are worth about $182 billion. So even if you add in the options from that disputed pay package back in 2018, his Tesla wealth is being far outpaced right now by SpaceX. Now, if the SpaceX deal goes through, it would bring his total net worth to over $620 billion. That would make him the first person ever to reach the $600 billion mark. You might remember he was the first to reach $400 billion last year and the first to reach $500 billion back in October. The rising values of those private companies, including XAI, they were cited by the Tesla board as a concern and reasons for awarding Musk that pay package that could potentially be worth $1 trillion. The Tesla proxy saying, quote, because of a majority of Musk's wealth is now derived from other business ventures, the compensation was needed to, quote, prevent him from prioritizing those other companies. Tesla shares down, of course, 3% yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the compensation package that's still under litigation in Delaware, 2018. Right. That would raise his, if they win that, which they very well might, that would raise his net worth a lot as well.
About $100 billion or
At
so,
least, I think,
something like that based on today's share price. And so that would raise his Tesla value to slightly above SpaceX. But it's notable that, and this is a sort of microcosm of what's happening between private markets and public markets. You see these private companies becoming as valuable or more than the largest public companies and creating even more wealth, because when they're still private, the founders, of course, are not as diluted as they are when the companies go public.
But what does he use to actually fund his lifestyle then? Is it back to our conversation with Dan Goldman? Is he just borrowing against his Tesla holdings or could he borrow against SpaceX?
Remember, back in 2021, he sold $14 billion worth of Tesla shares. That still goes a long way. That can carry you a few years.
A little while.
A few years.
Although, wasn't he using some of that to pay for Twitter, or no?
He used $44 billion of it. Well, not all of that. I mean, 15, whatever his equity was. So a portion of that, yes. He has $10 billion in foundation. So that's still a large chunk of change. And he may be selling as part of the secondary sale, but probably not a lot. The assumption is he still has about 40% of SpaceX.